chilling trucker stories. According to Reddit, if you'd like to get notifications for when these streams go live, join the Discord. Number 13. Short haul driving on the Northway toward Quebec. No cell signal or sparse in that area. But then my cell phone rings. No number, no caller on the end. So I turn off the phone. A minute later, I see this red splatter from the right. Slow vehicle. Into the center, the splatter goes, and then there's like a long drag mark, which ends in the left lane. I slowed a bit and realized it looked like a rolled up carpet. I kept driving. About 3 kilometers ahead, there was another truck pulled over. Its flashers were on. The driver was inspecting the front. I pulled over to check on him, and sure enough, he was the one that hit the carpet. A deer, as he told me. He had a push bar on his Volvo. It was a nice truck, and it was covered in deer entrails and blood. Had to radio in for assistance, as he had his temperature going right up. And there it was. A leg and a hoof were literally inside the radiator fins. NYS trooper showed up, and I guess called in the HD tow truck. The look on the trooper's face was priceless, though. He saw the carpet back down the way and had no idea what it was. But later, he put in a call for the DOT to come clean it up. Spit up his coffee when he showed him the deer hoof and the radiator. Kinda surreal, with the red and blue strobes. The weirdest of all, however, was that the driver that hit the deer said his phone rang in the same spot that mine did when he saw the deer and tried to change lanes. Good thing no one got hurt and no one else was around. Ooh, phantom phone calls. As we continue to number 12. Well, damn, baby, this is the longest. Okay. Go to the next track. Jesus. I got a phone call from my wife, who was picking me up at 1 a.m. Why does this not sound as loud as it normally is? Hello? It really doesn't. What if I turn it up like this? What if I talk like this? I got a phone call from my wife, who was picking me up at around 1 a.m. She calls frantic, screaming that there's been an insane accident, but she only sees one car. Our shop was a block away. I get there to light it up with my emergency lights and block the scene for first responders. There's only one car. This, a 6-lane bridge that goes over the throughway. The car's engine is inside the firewall. There is no front of the vehicle. I get out and I'm talking with this guy and he's in shock. I ask him, "Were you hurt?" He says no. I pulled over because I thought I had a flat tire. I walked around the front and looked at the passenger side, and soon as my foot hit the curb, I heard a loud bang. I turned around, and my car is gone. My next words are, "What did you hit?" He said nothing at all. Now I'm more confused, and hint at the front of his car being gone. He says, that's not my car." What the So I start looking around, and there isn't a car on the road, and nothing within eyesight, which I can clearly see a fourth of a mile, and there is nothing anywhere. Some lady comes walking by, and he says it's her car. Bitch, slow down. Okay? Some lady comes walking by, and she says, no, and he says that it's her car.
Slap it on some toes.
Oh, damn. I appreciate you. Cacao. Melina. Cacao. Cacao. Thank you. Appreciate that new member. It's pretty hardcore. Wow. Pretty gangster. So some lady comes by, and the dude says that it's her car, and she is hammered. I'm talking just out of her mind. Police and fire department get there, and for about 15 minutes he is looking for the car with me. Another cop radios him and says that he found the car. It went over 6 lanes and over a median, down, then up the throughway on the ramp, up a hill, through a fence, off 4 parked cars into a pole half a mile away. This thing was in park. The car's rear bumper was against the seat. The front seat. Estimated her going over 100 miles per hour, and there's no tire marks. If he would have just a tenth of a second delay stepping on that curb, he would have been beyond dead. I was off the clock, but helped the police secure the scene until accident investigation showed up. Neither person was hurt, and both cars were totaled. I've seen many fatal accidents as a volume firefighter and wrecker driver. I've never seen anything like that. Folks walked away from. I'm guessing he meant like what those folks walked away from. I recovered cars and extracted accidents that were nowhere near that bad. How you get a vehicle to go half a mile in park? You know what I'm talking about? My God. Cacao. As we continue up this list to number 11, here's hoping these people understand how to keep these concise, because the longer they are, like, the harder it is to, I don't know, that something about that entry was a little bit wily, like I was losing it, like I couldn't keep the life in it. Back in the 90s, I lived in a logging camp in northern British Columbia. It had a big one made up of trailers that had about 300 people living there, including families. Nice. I drove a water truck on weekends when the camp was on days off. When driving on logging roads, you radio your kilometer markings with the name of the road to avoid collisions. Empty on Windfall 10, which is to say you were 10 clicks on the Windfall Road, heading away from camp. Loaded on Windfall 10 to say that you were coming back. Anyway, being a weekend, I didn't expect anyone to be hanging around except a skeleton crew. I had no idea that there were kids and birthday parties up on top end of the Windfall Road. It's beautiful up there, with a clear landing and a pond, so why not? The family hired 2 clowns from a nearby town. clowns from a nearby town. You know, for the kids. Apparently, the clowns wrapped up their show and were heading back to camp, but they were not using the radio. I'm on the road in a big water truck doing 50 kilometers an hour. Can y'all be less American? And they come bombing around a corner doing 50. They come bombing around a corner. You're so different from us. You're so different. Here they come bombing down the street. What?
They'll be coming around.
They'll be bombing around the mountain when they come. What? Stupid. God.
Hamburger.
Look, they're in a clown car, all right? And we almost collide. You know, we almost collide.
Honk honk. Honk honk.
I blasted the horn as this car with a plastic star on its roof goes whipping, yippee whippy by with two screaming clowns inside. I could just not figure out what happened. Are you from across the pond? You know, am I being critical of the way that you guys speak? We don't speak like this, you know? It's not the kilometers thing, forgive me. Bombing is not a term we associate with zipping or really just speeding. Blah, blah. You made me want to vomit now. Ugh. Okay, forgive me. I love you all. I'm sorry, you know? Jeez. Number 10. I work as a customer service representative for a trucking company in Omaha. Two stories that come to mind, both are quite serious. The first one happened about a year or two ago before I started. One of our local Omaha drivers was grabbing a load from the Council Bluffs rail and headed towards downtown 13th Street. A woman had stepped out in front of the truck and she was killed instantly. Well, that went from 0 to 1,000. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. Investigators had later found a suicide note that she had written shortly before our driver hit her. You did this on purpose? Why you gotta ruin somebody's day because you ended your life? So many ways to do it, and you gotta do it this way? What if it caused an accident that included other people? My God. Be thoughtful with you. Guys, I'm kidding. The driver was a new guy, and he quit immediately after the accident. You made him quit. This is his livelihood. And so intense was the trauma that you fuck people like this because they're not really thinking past themselves, you know? And yes, suicide can be selfish, but typically it's like an act of a person feeling like they are a burden. And yeah, when they're gone, I guess, you know, they won't be thinking. But as rude as this is gonna sound, I like to think that most people who would end it are the type to put down a tarp, so to speak. So if I were to apply the put down a tarp type of mentality to some people, you know, why you going to potentially create problems for what if this dude was so traumatized by the event that he then took his life? Is that fair? I mean, you're not really thinking about that kind of stuff. Put down a tarp, man. Put down a tarp. This one happened shortly after I started working there. We dispatch local and OTR drivers, and one evening, just before shutting down for the day, we start getting multiple calls from people in the California area heading west. Motorists are reporting that one of our drivers is speeding, cutting people off, not signaling, and just around jiggly on my jolly ollie or all aroundies, reckless driving. That's what it says, you know. Can't hurt me for it. We managed to identify the driver in question, call him up, and the guy is just inconsolable. It turns out his sister had been murdered at her apartment, and he was literally racing to get back to North or Nebraska as fast as his truck would take him. My boss told him to park the truck immediately and bought him 2 plane tickets. and bought him 2 plane tickets. I apologize. One for the driver to fly back to Omaha, and another ticket to fly a volunteer out to California to pick up his truck. Damn. Michael said North Nebraska. Was I gonna say that? Yeah, man. Look, y'all really getting the treat of my existence when I read this crap, man. Because it's like, it's not just dyslexia anymore. It's like evolving. My Jim Jollies on the all around time. My God, that sentence just broke me. Oh, well, if it isn't Prince Josh.
King.
Nah, you gotta earn that. You gotta earn that like the cacao. You know? You see cacao stunting on everybody, showing y'all that you can, yes, click the join button. I was approved for multiple tiers of subscriptions, so now people can become a sponsor for like $2 and stuff. Wow, there's multiple tiers. Chris Cross said, "What about South Nebraska?" You know.
Can't forget the redneck version of them.
Can't put. What about the South? Yeah, that's so like the South to always need to be reminded. You know, what about South Nebraska?
The Dabby girl.
I wonder what, like, you know, the fruit of Nebraska is. Number 9. It was the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the home. I'm sorry, it was the night before Thanksgiving a few years ago. A woman was crossing a busy highway and got hit by a car. This is pretty messed up, my bad. Police were there, but paramedics had not made it yet. The sight of her family holding her lifeless body with blood everywhere while cry hysterically is something I will not forget. They hold the body with blood everywhere while cry. Okay.
New York.
Then who was phone? And when she got home to her room, the rocking chair was moving, but no one else in home. Then who was chair? Okay. Speedrun said the fruit is called the apple. Spelled E-B-P-P-L-E. Do you have any apples? What the fuck? Oh, God. As we continue, we arrive at number 8. There's another driver where I work that tells a story about driving through the desert in Arizona back in the 80s. He's got nothing around him for miles, and he breaks down in the middle of the night. It's an easy fix. His fuel filter got clogged. He drained a little of it to free up the fuel and got the truck running back again in around 15 minutes. Excuse me.
God bless you.
Sorry. No. My nose.
God bless you.
Damn it. I don't even have... What happened to the wipes? Okay. He took off down the highway when he saw a man that was out of breath on the side of the highway. Better than a woman out of breasts, am I right, guys? The guy was staring at him as he passed. He said it looked like the guy had been running towards him until he got his truck running and drove away. What the fuck? He said if he had been there a few more minutes, the guy would have been able to walk up to him with his head in the engine bay. He said the look on the guy's face gave him chills, and telling the story, you could see it still creeped him out. Chilling trucker stories. Brought to you from the depths of South Nebraska.
Also, gross Kyle noises.
It doesn't count as a gross Kyle noise, it was just a sneeze. Unless you're counting the other part. freaking blew my nose so hard that it popped my ear. And I need to get it back. Okay, here we go. What's more chilling than that, ladies and gentlemen? Beholding the power of my pring. Oh no, they can see my lane opening up in the... Uh-oh. They don't need to know that I listen to the lane opening all the time. Wait, no. You wrote that backwards, you son of a bitch. Alright. Nice. As we continue this list, we arrive at number 7. Not me, but a friend saw a naked kid around 9 to 10 years old walking at night on a long stretch of empty stretch. Why y'all doing this to me? Of Highway 41 south, where it meets Highway 285. He picked the kid up, called it into law enforcement. The kid would not speak. A state trooper showed up and, according to my friend, acted like it was no big deal. Like he had seen it before. My friend asked the officer to hold up and asked what was going on. The officer said, "Don't worry about it," and just turned and walked away, loading the child into his vehicle. He tried to find newspaper articles about it in papers from nearby cities, but he never found anything. He looked and couldn't find anything in any missing persons files. He told this story with a haunting simplicity and an air of dread. This one's legitimately creepy. You think of like them, you know, did the kid get dumped? Because children don't escape the sex trade. They do not. Did this kid just get dumped? Someone says probably a local mentally challenged kid. Do you know how fast it takes to say that? Or how little time it takes to say that? How fast you can say that? Oh, it's a mentally challenged kid. It's so fast that you would think that you're just being, shut down with a fake explanation. If you heard it, that's how fast you can say it. The cop's reaction and the fact that it didn't make the news tend to indicate that it wasn't the first time that they did something like this. A likely story, huh? Swamp gas? It's just a weather balloon? I know what I saw. And I know those aliens are working with the government under cover of night to do what would not be benevolent. Why have you offered us up like cattle? Government, why? If you elect me, the person you give $20 to via Streamlabs, the link in donation, in the description donation of this nation, I will be the guy. 2020. That's like the vision I'm gonna have. For you, for us, for all of North and South Nebraska. Number 6. One night after completing his water delivery, he stops at a roundabout to let the other car get through. But it doesn't, and soon people hop out with knives and tools, and they yell at him to cut the engine and to hop out of the truck. He guns it, smashing through their car, and goes around the roundabout and drives to the nearest police station and tells them what happened. He thinks they were trying to steal the bulldog from his truck, because the only way to get it is to steal it or buy a Mack truck. I don't know what the hell a bulldog is, but we can assume that it's some sort of machinery or, part that is pricey or expensive enough to merit these assholes wanting to steal it. But some people will just try to steal anything, whether it's worth being stolen or not. Unfortunate. Like the video. Do it. And then do it again. and do it for her. That is to say, you'll do it for him. Number 5. When I was about 12 years old, our family vehicle broke down on the side of the highway. The 2 adults asked me and my 10-year-old cousin to go walking and find a payphone because one was heavily pregnant and the other was disabled. Sorry. I'm so sorry. We walked for about 2 miles when a trucker pulled over and asked what we were doing and why we were naked. It's a joke. I'm sorry. I apologize. We explained the situation, and he got out and said, "You get in the truck, and that I'll take you to Walmart." He was an older black man with a heavy gray beard and a foreign accent. As we climbed into the truck, he told us we should never ever get in the truck with a strange man because it's extremely dangerous. But we did it anyway. And then he took us to Walmart, and we called somebody to come help us. Any random truck driver could have bing-bonged us and killed us easily. But thankfully, this one didn't. This one didn't. Number 4. Interstate 25, south of Albuquerque. There's a huge dip, straight down one side of a canyon, and up the other. I'm a very safe driver, so I took the downgrade real slow-like, and crawled up the other side with my hazard lights on. Looking in the mirror, I see headlights from another truck at the bottom, then 2 jets of flame shoot like 20 feet into the air above. This truck runs past me doing about 80 miles an hour up the slope. I didn't even know it was possible to put nitrous into a semi. I know it ain't legal, but I thought the devil himself was riding up on me. This dude out here gunning it down slopes and then up ramps. Pretty cool, man. Pretty fucking cool, man. As we arrive at the final 3 on this list, I encourage you, if you're watching after the fact, to join the Discord if you're looking for notifications of when this stream, or any stream, is going to go down live. Like the video, leave a comment in the comment section. It'll help destroy this site. Number 3. Where do you want me to start? Exclamation point. I'll stick with a story when I was straight and sober ... So, not now, not from now in your life. Before now. Fucking writing like this. I'm coming back from Kununura. I see no one else on the road for hours, but every now and then, on a long straight. Oh snap. Who the fuck?
Open your mouth, it's pissing time.
What a donation phrase. That's not ladylike. Cacao. Look at Stripes. She's got the emoji for it right there. Speaking of emojis, let me hit him with one of these. Nice. Nice, guys. Don't be jealous of my goose. So I seen no one else on the road for hours, but every now and then, on a long straight, I could see a set of tail lights in the distance. Oh yeah? All of a sudden there's the tail lights attached to a trailer that stopped dead in the middle of the road. Okay. I slammed on the brakes and swerved around it, and that's when I realized that the truck, towing 3 trailers, had run off the road into one large tree. it happened to be the only large tree for miles. If not for how this ended, I'd laugh my ass off with the irony. I pull forward off the road, jump out, and my co-driver was already calling emergency services. As I got to the back of my third trailer, wisps of smoke start from under the cab of the Volvo around the tree. I race back, grab a fire extinguisher, and was running towards the wreck when I heard a groan from the ditch. About 10 meters, spelled incorrectly, in front of the wreck, the drivers had been thrown clean from the windscreen. Before we get into it, internationally bing bong ass losers, yes, I'm aware that this is an insectable spelling, because you guys are creatures, I'm kidding, of the phrase meters, but, well, the term meters, but, we don't spell that like that here, okay? Thanks. The driver had been thrown clean from the windscreen, and while he was an absolute mess, at least he was still alive. The Volvo was by now in flames, but that just gave me some light to inspect old mate for injuries. Nice. Make the best of a bad situation. Then I heard the sound that even now tears me to the core. A thin, high-pitched squeal, gradually progressing into the most soul-piercing scream that I've ever heard. I turn my back and look into the sky, and a shrieking specter, silver and see-through, hovers over the road. She is a ghost unlike any I've seen, swooping in circles to and fro, up and down. She was not bound by any gravity that I understand. Sorry, making this boring story more colorful. Boring storing. I'm having difficulty storing any portion of this in my brain because it's so fucking long-winded. You mean to tell me somebody, crashed and they went into one of the only trees on the side of the road? Haha, kind of ironic. And as I was going to put it out with a fire extinguisher, I heard the dude was actually in a ditch. You wrote all of this to say that? What world are we in? You're in Australia. I thought you guys were cool. Why don't you spell meters for me again? The dude's co-driver had also been asleep in the bunk? The bunk? Is that what y'all call like the cab of the truck? Or is that like the bed of the pickup truck? And don't you guys call that a ute? What is this? What with the truck wrapped around the tree, he was stuck. And I hadn't thought to fight the fire. How about you, fire? Now some poor bastard was burning to death, trapped in a steel coffin, while I just collapsed, impotent and broken. I still drive trucks now. It's my life. It's cost me several relationships and a marriage. How lucrative as a career can it be to cost you relationships?
Very.
How tiny can them titties have been to not be worth it? Find a girl that's willing to roll with you.
Can't you just take him with you?
Well, no, I guess not if he's supposed to have a co-driver. I wouldn't want my woman around some other dude, But maybe it'd be better than the alternative, which is just leaving her all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything else that I can do. I love my life. I love my freedom. And he wrote it. And I always know that I can lose everything in the blink of an eye, but I never again, and never will, drive as a two-up team. I could never live with killing a workmate because I bing-bonged up. Oh, so I think you elect to drive as part of a team, but now he's saying that he wouldn't want to do that because there's a chance of, the partner being killed in some kind of bing-bong accident. Look, man, you can't be scared of the idea of getting into a car wreck. I mean, there's a chance of that happening regardless. Let me show you all something. I was watching this thread recently on Public Freakout where a woman was arrested for drunk driving. She was driving to the scene of her son's crash or something to that extent. And the beauty of the situation was that instead of just owning up to the fact that she was driving drunk, she was trying so hard to make the cop seem like a bad person because he's arresting her. She was trying to abuse her position to get out of this. She was saying, oh, you know, I'm a mother and I'm this age, and what would you do if your son? And it's just like, bitch, worry about the fact that, you know, you were driving drunk, and that's what you're getting arrested for. This isn't about who you know. This isn't a, you know, it's not about anything other than the fact that you drove drunk here. And then he took her ass down to the station and she blew twice the legal limit. Oh shit, what if it wasn't on this username? It was on another one. Let me see if it's still on Public Freakout right now. The reason I bring it up is because scarier than the actual entry where the woman is where the woman's fucking, you know, I don't know, she seems to be so narcissistic that she has difficulty believing that she's being arrested for her drunk driving. We got some dude in the comment section that was genuinely blowing my mind, talking about how, oh, he takes her side. And I'm out here just like, are you for real? Like, let me show you just like a small portion of this. And it's gotta be small because otherwise I'm gonna get struck so hard by the ban hammer of the pee-pee of the law. The pee-pee of the YouTube. But, you're gonna be there no matter what. You get it. I don't even need to go into it. This lady is just so up her ass. She's so, you know, what is your badge number? I can't believe you're doing this to me. How can you do this to me? You know, what are you doing? And, you know, you should be ashamed. You have no idea. I can't believe you. Look at what you're doing to me. And she blows twice the legal limit. Remember, this dude's sitting here administering the test over and over and over and over and over to essentially find like an average. And her average, you know, the machine is giving her twice the legal limit. So, bitch, you just shouldn't have been behind the wheel of the car. And this is a 10-minute video. And over you will hear, you know, I'm appointed, you know, my position. I drive a bus and all this garbage. But she won't own up to the fact that, you know, hey, yeah, I drove drunk. What if she, you know, hit somebody else on the way here? But the beauty of all of this is, you know, the top comment is by some dude named PHXATX. And he says, she's guilty of the DUI, but the bigger crime is trying to use her position of power to get away with it. I hope she lost her position, but that she also moves forward and does great things. Yeah, what a dia, you know, having to put that at the end of the comment. I still believe that they can turn their life around, and I hope and wish them the best. So what did I fly in and say? I was in here saying some bullshit earlier. Here we go. This woman is a friggin' brat. Okay, she drove drunk. Full stop. No excuses. You potentially put other people's lives at risk with blatant disregard to, jump behind the wheel, and like a narcissist, it's excuse city. I'm a mother. My son. I know this officer. You're a bad person. How dare you do this to me? Arrest me for driving drunk? What a bitch. This dude deleted all his comments. This dude deleted all his comments. This dude did not. He did not. He did not. What if I just retrieve him? Poser ass bitch. Poser ass bitch. You know that you taking essentially a. He probably just deleted it because he was getting so you know, it was like the Holocaust in the comment section as far as how hard he was getting. He was okay. Is this it right here? Man. Here we go. So yeah, they're a brat. I'm a mother, my son. I know this officer. Blah, 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 blah. So my dude wrote, she wasn't drunk. She would look worse if she stayed home while her son was hurt. What? I'm on her side on this one. Her family's honor was at stake. What? Again, she seemed fine to drive. Obviously she was, since she made it to the scene no problem. This is the kind of renegade stupid that's running amok. You're rubbing shoulders with people like this every time you leave the house. Whether you're going to school, whether you're going to work, this is the type of person that you're dealing with. The family's honor was at stake. They wrote that. The family's honor was at stake. She wasn't that drunk. Implying what? She shouldn't have been arrested for drunk driving. That's what she did. When they took her bitch ass in and had her blown into the damn machine, she blew twice the legal limit, which is what Kyle goes on to say. Kyle says twice the legal limit is drunk enough for the arrest she deserved for drunk driving. If someone you know ever dies or gets injured because of a drunk driver, I hope you remember that you're an advocate of it. And then I hit him with that asshole emoji, that crying, laughing emoji. And I just said, dumbass. And here's another deleted comment by the poser ass trifling sucker. I'm an advocate of raising the legal limit. What? Why? The woman was fine to drive. Okay. The issue was that the limit is too low and non-drunk people get caught up in the system too easily. Bruh. It happened to me and it ruined my life. I lost my job and I wasn't even drunk. .12 was all it took and I could never work in my profession again. Kyle said, boo fucking who. I'm glad. If you drink, don't drive. Think ahead. Sorta ride. Be fucking accountable. Be fucking accountable. Stop making excuses, bitch. And in another deleted comment. How you just gonna delete all your comments when you a hoe like that? This dude said, I had one beer. Really though? Really? You telling me you blowing a .12, you had one beer? Okay. I had one beer and was not drunk. It's not an excuse. It's a defense. I was not drunk. They should raise the legal limit to reflect the actual impairment so that people, good people, don't get caught up in the system. They say, word, my dude, you talk about drunk drivers being good people. Weird. Somebody says, okay, we believe you if you weigh 30 pounds. Where's my comment? People out here just roasting this fool. I, for one, wish there were more drunk drivers on the road. You. You're a fucking idiot. It's always somebody else's fault. That's the narcissism. Ooh, there it is. Somebody just said law. Okay, yeah, for real. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Did I not comment on this idiot again? I swore that I did. I swore I left another comment. Yeah, no. Oh well. I thought I left another. Yeah, I did. It says, what was that? .12? Say it out loud. You drank. If you drove after you deserve what you got as good people, don't drink and drive. In reality, impairment is not measured based on whether people crash or not. My dude. Why did he even delete this crap? You know? If he loved it enough to write it. You have to wonder if he's like spitting this crap somewhere, thinking it's like an unpopular opinion that he's gonna, get everybody to come around on. Well, actually, if they made it to the scene, then it wasn't that they weren't really drunk, Weird. So, I guess I bring that up to illustrate that sometimes when you're not even at fault, because of the insanity of the people that we share a planet with, that we rub shoulders with, there's nothing you can do sometimes. I guess when it's your day, as people like to say. We messed up. That's kind of how it goes. Forgive me, you know. I really lost myself because I remember seeing that on my phone this morning and thinking to myself, what in God's name is going on? Oh, man. Some people believe what they're going to believe, though, and I guess that's that. Shit. Number 2. A friend who was a truck driver told me this one. He was driving through the edge of some bushland on his way back to Perth, Western Australia, when he hits a kangaroo. Bloody hell. He stopped the truck, grabbed his knife. That's not a knife. His flashlight, and got out. He went over to the kangaroo and it needed to be dispatched. As in it was alive but in immense pain. You're gonna put it out of its misery? My God. He got his weird feeling that he was being watched. He flashed his light around and saw a dozen pair of red eyes watching him. It was a mob of kangaroos just standing there watching him kill one of their mates. It's just the beginning of like a kangaroo war. You're gonna kill him? He can make it. Walk it off, Mitch. Walk it off, Mitch. Mitch, no, don't knife Mitch. Oh, Mitch. He quickly dispatched the kangaroo, bolted back to his truck, and took off. He said it was the creepiest shit he ever had seen on the road. I'm sorry to laugh. That's not cool, man. Kangaroo is life too. Kangaroo is life too. Hashtag. You know. I like the idea of just like a fade to black on a bunch of kangaroos watching a dude drive down the road. And then you see like the screen is then illuminated by a like, let's call it like a lit incense that is placed before a gravestone, and as you pan out and the words on the gravestone materialize, it's Mitch, and all the kangaroos are hanging around, and they look at each other and they say, "He will not be forgotten." And then you hear like guns being loaded. The great kangaroos. They begin now, yeah. Play immigrant song. And then slow motion kangaroos jumping into battle. They're gonna take the city. They're on like a big hill overlooking a city. Oh my God. Tonight for Mitch. I'm sorry, this is childish and terrible, and I apologize. Is it too late to apologize? Is it too late, you know? Sorry, number 1. Many years ago, I was on what is called a meet and turn. This is where a driver that is domiciled out of one city will drive a load halfway to its destination, and while a driver domiciled out of the other destination will drive the other halfway with a load that is destined for my city. We meet in a parking lot, switch trailers, and then go back home. I had been on this run a few months and found that I always got to the meet point about an hour before the other driver. It was a dark and empty dirt lot at about 3 a.m., so I would stretch out across the seat and take a short nap. One night, about 10 minutes into my nap, I am awoken by a barking dog. I tried to ignore it, but it carried on for several minutes and got louder, and as the dog got closer, I could hear him even better. Wow. Soon it became apparent that the dog was right outside my truck barking at me. Either this dog is Lassie and is trying to alert me of something, or it's in pain, or else he is just a pain in the ass and I will need to throw something at him to scare him off. It is important to note that this barking had been going on for a good 10 minutes. So I sat up and looked at my window. Standing there mere inches on the other side of the glass was a man of about 35. He was a large fellow, and he was barking at me. His eyes were crazy, and he was frothing at the mouth. The scene really held my full attention for a moment. You can say that again. You like the shock of thinking that an animal is barking to then look out and see that this is actually a man. I'm pretty sure that even I, like a white man in a horror movie, would take some time to go, but that means, you know what I mean? What kind of 28 days later shit is this? The sheer creepiness of this struck me. Gently, and making an absolute minimum of sudden movements, I reach down and start my truck and slowly pull away. He chased me, much like you might expect an angry dog to do, barking all the while. Needless to say, it played hell with my power naps from then on. Where are the camera phones? Meth is a hell of a drug. What's he doing out there? Whatever. Whatever, dudes. Man barking. Imagine that's the last thing you see. Ugh. Trihex gets frustrated and emotional after talking with Destiny about using the N-word. What's so frustrating, you know? Child crackers out here saying nigga all the time, trying to get away with it. Oh, it's just free speech. I should be able to say whatever I want. My God. It's about like what it does to people and y'all just can't resist. Degenerate Destiny ditched his son for pussy and now ditched his longtime friend because he doesn't want to stop abusing the N-word. Imagine being a fan of this loser. Oh, get wrecked in the comment section of a video posted about you as a top comment. God damn. You ditched your own son for pussy? My God, look at him too. She's definitely with you for not your money. My God, cope, bro. Ugh. Oh my God. Looking like you just got out of makeup on a horror movie. Are you supposed to say stuff like that on YouTube? Don't make fun of the way the big people look. He can't help it. Yeah, he can. All right. Also, he didn't need to put himself on camera. Did you ever think about that? All right. Ridiculous. Wear a mask, man. You know, you wake up in the middle of the night and you see this barking at you from outside of your window. Help me, please. You know, I would pull out a gun and then I would turn it to face me. I don't want to live in a world and share it with somebody like... I'm kidding. Okay, guys. Have great. Dia says she's falling asleep. Sorry. Kyle, boring. I mean, drugs.
Sorry, I mean, it's just fucking boring. Whatever, what am I gonna do?
Ugh. All right. Well, I hope that somebody enjoyed this and had a big titty time tonight and loves me for me. And that I can be the Mr. T of your dreams. Okay? Tomorrow is the day that we're supposed to play Modern Warfare and get nice and cray. Will you join me? Will you join me? This thing says, sir, there's something in your lips.
Don't watch it.
What is it?
It's something really gross.
It's maggots in a dude's lip?
Yes. Well, it's a... Yes, it's a maggot.
Gotta get rid of that. Ugh, God, it really makes me shiver just thinking about it.
Yeah, so don't.
Maggots in a dude's lip.
Especially
Ah,
good old Christian clean YouTube.
bruh. Wow. Okay, nah, that's not cool. Guys, I love you. And if you're watching this video after the fact, do me a favor. Like the video. And if that's not enough for you and you really just want to show me what's up, there's a Streamlabs link in the description. Go drop whatever you were gonna give to somebody that you loved, but they turned out to just be a piece of crap. So give it to me instead. I'll turn it around and the savings will come right back to you. I will save your life. It'll be like a phrase song. Where did you go wrong? Not by donating to me. You could say that. You know what I'm talking about? If that's not enough, join the Discord, receive the notifications, and know when the stream is going live. Because YouTube's not going to notify you. If that's not enough, go to the wish list and see what kind of stupid thing that I need right now. You know, Dia threw something out and it pissed me the hell off. Can we talk about it? Dish. No, it's like a soap. Sud dispenser. It was a dispenser of soap that instantly sudded. Glass refillable foaming soap dispenser. That sounds right.
Yeah, it makes it foamy.
Foamy was a squirrel from before the internet existed, as you know it. You've never heard of Foamy, have you?
No.
Of course not. You're but a child. And now the sweet dispenser that I owned will cost me $80 to replace. $80 to replace.
Just go to Walmart and buy one from there.
I don't trust Walmart. I don't trust them. Is this one, Look, I'll add this one to the list. Like with the creepy music in the background. There's nothing creepier than a foam dispenser. Oh my god. I don't need 3 of them either. What's the point? We could put one in the kitchen and one in the bathroom. Where are we going to put the other one? In my butt. In my butt. Wait, where's the noise? Jorge, oh my god, it's the Jorge. Oh my god! My man donated. Thank you, Jorge. He's such a king. He's such a badass. He doesn't do it for the acclaim, but he's so frequent. He's so intense. He's right there when you need him. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Is that all? Hell. Let me get out of here. I hope you guys have an amazing night. If you're watching this during the day, I hope you have an amazing day. Go watch other stuff on my channel. It'll make your day. Trust me. Just trust me. Just want to make sure there's no dope-ass freakouts. Did he spray something on that kid and then the kid freaked out? Oh, it's like silly string? That poor kid. Overreaction level legendary. What? What? No! No!
You want to know what sucks about that?
What?
That happened 2 years ago, and there's still no known status as to what happened to the girl afterwards.
What do you mean, like if she died?
We don't know. Like she could have. Like
You say no known status, like they don't even know where the girl is.
Like they wrote an article about it because there was CCTV footage of it too, but there were no.
When you say no known status, no, it implies like zero follow up, like oh the guy didn't get arrested, or
The guy didn't get arrested.
or we don't know if the girl got a concussion or if she's okay and shit like that.
Literally nothing for the exception of the footage that was.
Stripe says she's fine, but what if when she hit her head like a caveman bonk, she was out of it and looking around since no one was watching. No one that would be able to do anything about it. He hoisted her over his shoulder and took her back to the punch cave. Quentin Cellarum says she hit her everything But unfortunately, if the dude could hoist her back to the cave, he would be the one hitting it, which is to say, her poom poom. And that's not good. Why is Stripes writing Mr. President in my Discord? Look, everyone hail Jorge. Cacao, thank you for this join. You're the newest member, and I appreciate you. And if I have one more person ask me about Gendy Tartakovsky's Primal, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna go Primal on a stream. You're gonna see me go full ooh ooh ah ah. All right. Then I'll be on some, you know, bloated weight like fish faces stream. I'm kidding. It's not, you know, I'm not talking about a person, dude. I don't even know how to respond to what I just said. I'm sorry. I am not talking about a person, so you can't get mad at me like, you know, I'm being mean to somebody. Roast me. See what's going on. Just want to see what's going on over there. Here's one with a dude. If that's what passes for those these days.
You know, I drink a lot of soy milk, and that's okay.
He wants this, internet. This site's called Roast Me. It's all in good fun. My friend needs to learn what Reddit is. 20 years old, hasn't had his first kiss, but got a lap dance from a black girl in 2017. Also enjoys the occasional cigarette. You know, what does the comment section have to say about this? The top comment reads, your friend has never been kissed, smoked once without throwing up, has creative memories about rubbing up against random woman of color on a bus once. Your friend knows exactly what Reddit is. Your friend is Reddit. Number 2. This Velma rides the mystery gender machine. Somebody wrote, in the UK, we would say he enjoys a fag and a cigarette. Get it? A joke. It's a joke. Guys, I hope you enjoyed your life, because it soon will be over. Don't waste what little of it remains. Spend it with and on the ones you love. Like me. My buddy doesn't have Reddit, but he wanted to share this catch. What catch? You can fish hook enemies? I didn't know that. That's pretty messed up. Oh my god, this is awesome. It's that picture that some lady ruined all that time ago. But the perspective is like wonderful for this of like drawing the arrow back. Alright, whatever. I won't waste your time. You guys have a great night. We'll talk soon. Green flash phenomenon. Is it gonna get dope? Cool. No, I paused it. Fuck you. Man, whatever. Eyes on the road, win stupid prizes. I love it. Ooh. Oh my bing bong. They're okay. They're fine. Damn, Quentin Salarium. Now that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for hitting it with that subscription tonight. Give it up for Cacao and Quentin this night. The Cacao Quentin. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Wow. Guys, for real.
Slap it on some toast.
That's pretty spicy of both of you guys. I really appreciate that. That's a great emoji, man. And all of you watching can access that emoji by becoming a sponsor to the channel. Click the join button and I don't know, show me what time it is. Quentin, thank you. I really do appreciate this. You didn't have to go that far, but I appreciate the support. And it's lovely to see both of your green names. You know, Stripe's out here stunning on you guys because she got that demonetized symbol, which you get after being one for a year, and it's 11 months, so she's going on 2 years soon. I'm actually going to have to make a different icon for that tier. Stripe should tell me what that icon should be, but it should make sense with the channel. But it should make sense. You know, like a dolphin. Damn, Kevin. 2 years. Shit, Kevin's already there. Kevin's already there. 2 years. Who can beat Kevin? The way that he beats his meat. I'm kidding. See you guys later. I apologize. It's childish. You guys are going to see a lot of me tomorrow because that Call of Duty is really going to change my life. And then I'm probably going to try to stream the Outer Worlds too, which is awful. Let's do it. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.